Hello, this is Horror Studio One, and this is my unedited podcast. Hello, how is everybody doing? This is Horror Studio One coming to you once again with the unedited podcast. It has been a very, very long while, but since you guys who don't know what these are basically just unedited rambles recorded by me, your favorite horror narrator, Horror Studio One, about things that are related to the paranormal and stuff like that, or scary, weird stuff going on. So, I actually recently brought back the live streams, which many of you enjoy very much, in which I talk to viewers, read stories live on camera, and yeah, I thought about bringing back these unedited podcasts. It's also a fan favorite as well. And yeah, here I am, coming to you once again, live. I don't remember the last time we did an unedited podcast. Maybe it was definitely a couple of months ago, maybe even 6 months to half a year ago. I am very not sure, but regardless, here we are once again. And today I want to talk about a story that I had a while back, and I just kind of got reminded about it from recent events. Basically, I'll give you guys a gist of this whole story. I'm not sure if it's paranormal. I'm not sure if it's a weird encounter that I had. I don't really know what it is. I'll let you decide. Maybe go in the comments and put what you guys think after this video is over. What you guys think this incident might be. So, a little bit of backstory. So basically, why I remember this weird encounter. It's actually like a weird encounter I had a couple years ago. And why I got reminded of it is because actually last night, I went out with a couple friends. We went around our downtown area in our city. And we just went around drinking and having a good time and stuff like that. And I honestly, since I'm like a little bit older now, I haven't drank in a long time, and the memories of getting kind of tipsy or like really drunk and then just walking home at night in the dark, trying to get home, and that feeling of just being, I guess, in the city when everyone else is asleep, 4 a.m. in the morning, and driving home, getting home in the darkness, and it's pitch black outside, and it's very quiet, and you can hear your own heartbeat and your own footsteps, and your breath is the only thing that you have in your ears. That feeling is something I haven't experienced in a very long time, especially after doing YouTube and all this hustle stuff that I've been doing for the past couple years. So that really brought back a lot of memories last night when, I just went out, had a great time, had a blast, just YOLO, you only live once kind of attitude with the whole situation, and just went for it and just had that fun. Afterwards, as I was walking home a little tipsy, I thought about the story that I had a couple of years ago, actually. I think I've told it on either a live stream or a podcast, or I'm not sure if it's even on this YouTube channel. Maybe it was somewhere else, but it's a story I had when I used to live in Hong Kong. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, I am Asian, and my family roots are from Hong Kong. I was born there, and I spent my first couple of years of my life there, actually. But I grew up in Canada, actually, and I would go back, though, to Hong Kong to visit family, visit friends, and basically just enjoy the summer sometimes. So sometime around 2013, I had actually gotten a mentorship program, sort of, at a place in Hong Kong. And I actually went back, and I was living there over the summer for a couple months, and I was sleeping at a relative's house, uncle's house, actually. So at my uncle's house, I had a little room, and it was kind of far away from the rest of the main city, party, central area location. So many times it'd be horrible because in Hong Kong, in many distant locations, it wouldn't be like if you were living, let's say, in a big city like Toronto per se, where there would be stops at, a lot of the stops, and you would just take the TTC or take the subway directly to that stop and walk to your house. For in Hong Kong, because a lot of places are spread out and the transportation isn't as well in some places, many times I had to basically take like a minivan or a bus home, even really late in the night. So a lot of times I'd be out, let's say, drinking, having a good time, and then it would be 12 when I finished, but I would actually get home by 5 a.m. in the morning. It would take me 5 hours to commute home a lot of times, because you would have to wait for buses, and you have to go to like a specific area just to get on these small buses to get home. So I have vivid memories of myself, walking home during those days when I was really young in Hong Kong, partying, and walking home really, I guess, early in the morning. And like it was past the time when the night was like basically over and the sun was coming up and there was birds chirping and all that kind of stuff. And I remember a certain phase of my life when I was living there, and it was one of those days when I was partying a lot. There was this like really weird thing that I saw, and I'm not really sure what it was. So I think the first time I saw it, I didn't really think much of it, but it was basically as I was going home, I had to basically walk from the bus stop to my house over this kind of like overhead bridge kind of thing. And you have to walk out this overhead bridge, and then it's a really long pathway. But I remember one time when I was walking past this overhead bridge, I saw in my distant like this object, and it was sort of just moving and moving towards me, right? And it's really late in the night, and I forget if it was completely dark or if there was like already sunlight because it was like 5 a.m., 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning. And I definitely saw that object as it was a person. And it was a person walking, kind of not really acknowledging me or not really towards me, but just in a pathway that was a little bit farther away from mine. So as I looked at this object moving, I soon realized that it was a person walking backwards. And it looked like an old man walking backwards. Now, it's kind of weird because a lot of people, they like to, I guess older people especially, like to exercise when they wake up, and they go on walks, they go on hikes, they do all that kind of thing. And maybe it was that, but just the way that that man was walking backwards, it was kind of strange. Like, he was walking in such a way that was very confidently walking backwards. And I remember the first time seeing that, I just kind of laughed. I was like, what the hell is that, right? And then, I just, because it was really late, it was a tiring day, so I went home. And then I remember there was like another night that I went out, and then I saw the same scene again, same man. And it became to the point where every time I would go out and come back home late at night, I would see that man. Now, I don't remember if it was sometimes I came home a bit earlier, maybe 2 a.m. or 3 or 5, but I would always see that same kind of scene of that man walking backwards. And at some point, the summer ended, and I finished up my mentorship, and I moved back to Canada, of course. But in my mind, I always really thought of that time, because of all the things I saw in my life. That was one of the strangest things I saw, because it was this lone person walking on, like, I would never see this person on any other path than that one. Like, I wouldn't see this person down on the street. I wouldn't see this person in another street down that way. I would never see this person doing that anywhere. I would always be on that bridge. And it will always be on the bridge, kind of like, how would you say it? Like on the other direction of mine, like I would be going straight, and that bridge would be on my right side, going on my right side, and he would always be kind of far away. I don't think this person ever really acknowledged me, even though I saw them clearly. Maybe they saw me as well. I have no idea. But yeah, I always wondered, even after the summer was over. And back in the day, I wasn't really terrified of it because it was so late. You're just trying to get home, trying to hustle home and stuff like that. But after a while, like thinking about it now, like I still have thoughts about what that could have been. Could have been paranormal, or was it a guy just with a mental illness, or with just a guy that's doing exercise? Like, I'm not trying to make this thing more than it is, but like I just really have those thoughts. And yeah, I don't know. Now, I wanted to bring this to the attention of mental illness, and I actually have like a bunch of theories of what this could have been as well. I thought about the Wendigo. I don't know why. I thought about Wendigo and Skinwalkers. Now, I have no idea why I thought about this, but I guess just the fact that it was like an object moving in a weird way, especially when I first saw this person before I knew it was an old man. It just reminds me of the Skinwalker and the Wendigo kind of thing. So I have an article here that talks about Wendigos and its dark history. The Wendigo is a demonic spirit rooted in Algonquin-based Native American folklore. In some scary stories, the supernatural creature can curse and possess humans, causing them to suffer from cannibalistic urges that can never be sated. It's believed many different individuals can be infected by the single ancient evil, serving as multiple extensions of it. These tales are believed to be the world's first zombie stories. The myth originated as a way to prevent those facing starvation in times of famine from resorting to cannibalism for survival. The Wendigo mythology later morphed into a way to encourage moderation and cooperation within tribes. Anyone guilty of greed or jealousy, or anyone who had ever tasted human flesh, was considered tainted and prey for the beast. Tribes began to appoint Wendigo slayers for hire, and those who were believed to be transforming into a Wendigo would be put to death. I feel kind of mean. Maybe it was just an old, like, I mean, you can take a look at this like 100 different ways. It could be an old man just doing some exercise. But I don't know why, in my deep hearts of hearts, I don't think it was just that. And it's drawing me to these kinds of stories, this Wendigo and Skinwalker stories. I don't know why that is the case. Yeah, so that was just my experience. I don't want to drag this out for too long, and to be honest, that's the only thing I could think of right now. It could be mental illness, it could be just a guy doing exercise. Put it in the comments what you guys think it is. This is what I think it is, and yeah, that's why I'm telling you guys. And I read this. I don't know. It just, in my deep hearts of hearts, in my memories, in my understanding, I have a feeling that it was more than what it was. Granted, it never did anything to me, and it wasn't put like fear in me at the moment per se, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think of that when I think of this story now. Maybe I've been doing too many horror stories, dude. Anyways, guys, so yeah, I'll do a live stream very soon. Keep me posted on what you guys think of the Unedited podcast, if you like them still, if you guys want me to do more of them. And yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow's video, which is gonna be another video. Of course, it's every day. I do it every day. So all right, guys, talk to you guys soon, and peace out. Bye.